There are lots of different metrics in a business and lots of ways to add value to a business. But I think it's important to remember that the most important thing is, are you making progress towards your goals? And generally, a business's goal is to grow, but sometimes they'll measure their goals and impact through things like how many people they helped or how many employees they gained, or things like how many meals they served, right? Like I know Tony Robbins really likes his idea of feeding 1 billion people and goals like that. So it just depends what your goals are. But I think one of the most important metrics to understand is the lifetime value of a customer as a ratio to the cost to acquire that customer. And this is really important because it is everything that grows your business ultimately. Either you get more money per customer, or you keep that customer longer, right, which leads to more money, or you lower the cost to acquire the customer, which is like you find ways to advertise for less money or less effort, or scale the advertising better to reach more people, and so on. But once you understand this concept, you realize that you can very easily track how much it's costing you to acquire a customer and then how much that customer is getting you. And there can be some ridiculous multipliers. Like imagine if you put $1 in and you get $10 back. Like that's an amazing ratio. And it means that you can just keep pumping that machine to grow and grow and grow. And it's even better if you find ways to get paid up front rather than later. Like businesses that get paid net 30 or net 60, they struggle with cash flow. But imagine if acquiring one customer paid for acquiring that customer and also paid you to acquire the next customer, right? So you put in $1, you get 10. That allows you to then acquire 10 more customers, and then 100 and 1,000, and it just keeps going, right? Now the thing is, of course, as you scale, the ratio will generally get lower unless you find innovative ways to keep improving it. But that's okay, right? Like one way to think about it is, would you rather get a 10x return on 100,000, which is 1 million, or would you rather get a 2x return on 10 million, which makes you 20 million, right? So your profit would be 10 million versus a profit of 100,000 or 1 million, right? Either way. So like, it's just really interesting to consider that you don't have to have a very high ratio. If you can increase the flat amount of number, you can still keep growing and overall improve your flat profit and revenue. The other thing to consider is reducing churn, right? So if 10% of your customers are leaving every month, if you can find a way to reduce that to 5%, you've suddenly doubled the longevity, right? Or rather, you've halved your failure rate, but that keeps them that much longer, which keeps your revenue continuing. And the more longevity you can build into the business, the more reasons you can give, right? It's why companies have loyalty programs and things like that, and air miles and all of that. It makes just a lot of sense to keep people around for a long time, because then you don't have to pay again to acquire that customer, right? And it's why restaurants can afford to spend quite a bit of money acquiring a customer if they know they can keep that customer coming back for years and years and years. And it's also why businesses like, cell phones, telecommunications, accounting, these are all very stable because most people just don't churn out of those things. Banking, as another example. So yeah, find ways to increase longevity, find ways to reduce the cost to acquire the customer. And then over time, you also generally want to be raising prices as much as you can, because if you think about it, all of your costs are going to go up, right? Employee wages will go up, the cost of materials will go up, the cost of goods will go up. It only makes sense to increase the price of your product as well. If you don't increase the price of your product, you'll find that you slowly get squeezed out of the market.